Hey everybody, it's me, Aggie, and I am back. I started this class earlier today, and I decided to finish it up this evening. So welcome back. I'm painting this brown trout, and this is the sample. And I'm going to continue on painting it with you. So if you've got questions, pop them in the chat. Hopefully, uh, if you're here, let me know that you can hear me and that all the tech stuff is working properly. Doesn't look like I have anyone here. Oh, got a few people hopping on. Let me know that you can hear me, okay? Please, please, please. You never know, right? I mean, it told me that my microphone is working, but sometimes what appears to be working isn't. So, but I think everything's okay. I just like to make sure. Dolores, Shelley, hello. Yes, you can hear me. Yay, awesome. Okay. So I'm going to remove myself, make this full frame. And I am just going to continue on with my paint marker. It's not cheating. It's not cheating to use a paint marker. I mean, there's so many circles on here that this just makes it so much easier, right? So I got up to a point where, let's see, I might want to fix this a little bit before I continue doing that area. And maybe I will put my sample back down here so that we can see that. And of course, you can see all the fun little marks I made with my black acrylic paint marker on the fins and on the tail. And I'm going to continue doing that. But I think I want to get this color. I want to blend that a little bit more. So I'm just going to, grab a little teal and do that real quick, I think. I just squeezed out way too much, maybe. I'm going to go back to this flat brush here. And I want to mute this color down a little bit again with some of my umber, my burnt umber light. That was probably way too much. And then I'm going to kind of dry my brush off so that it's not way too wet. Just to kind of change that a little bit. It looks kind of gray. Well, I guess it looks more, it's funny, it really looks more bluish on the camera. A little more teal maybe. Oh, it just hit something I shouldn't have. So when that happens, you just wet it. And then you can dab at it with a paper towel and that'll lift right off. So acrylic mistakes, the nice thing about them is they're very easy to fix if you get at them right away. Okay, let's try that again. Just wanted a little bluer. Okay, I think that'll. Where did I get what? The teal paint, or what are you asking about, Elaine? I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you want more information about this class, it's not published yet, but I will publish it. I think that's working a little bit better. And I also want a hint of it over here. I keep picking up black from somewhere. So yeah, I am going to wind up going over that color I had, but that's okay. Just want this to be a little bit more on the teal side. Yeah, I like that better. Drying my brush off and kind of pulling that down through here just a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. The fish picture, I painted this. This is my sample painting. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we'll let that dry. I want to make this little bit around the eye maybe a little bit lighter. So again, we're doing that little bit of variation. A little bit lighter on one side and maybe a little bit of teal on the other. Oh, I just got that on my mouse, my computer mouse. Hey Sylvia, how are you, girl? How was your day? All right, I think I want to bring a little more of a like a blue in here. Maybe like it's kind of reflecting off something. Lightening this up a little bit too. Just kind of highlighting these gills a little bit. Oh, a little sickness? Oh no. You were sick or somebody else? Probably you. I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you feeling better? Okay, so now I want to transition this right here a little bit. So I'm going to mix up a slightly greenish color. Oh, look at that. So got to make sure I don't press my hand down. Oh. Into that. This might be too bright. So I'm kind of sneaking it in between here. And if I go over the black a little bit, that's okay. I'm going to do another layer anyway. So this is another way to kind of force blend it. It worked out to be a pretty good color. Want it to show over here a little bit too. Very dry brush again. Okay, I think that'll work. It's probably enough. Okay. So let's see. We'll let that dry a little bit. So meanwhile, you know what? It's probably a good time to maybe paint in this background because that is going to really make a big difference. I'm going to get this out of the way. And we're going to use like a Payne's gray background. So I might need quite a bit of this. Oh, your liver is giving you problems? I'm so sorry. Oh. Hope you feel better. Okay, so I got a 3/4 inch flat. I think this is a 3/4 inch flat, maybe not. No, I think it is. You know, and I liked the background that I did on that sample, but it just got a little too busy. Let me see how I like this color. It's like a blue jean color, right? I think that might work. Let me see if I like it. And if it, you know, if it changes slightly as I'm going around and doing this whole thing, that's totally okay. Oops, I just wiped out my corner a little bit. Got a little careless there. So I'm going to need to come back in with a smaller brush to get into some of those areas. Do my little edges here. And I don't mind if the orange peeks through here and there. I love this color. little bit more. I mean, if you work quickly, it just all blends in together pretty easily. I'm kind of re-chiseling my brush every now and then. This is going to dry a little bit darker. Okay, let me get a smaller brush here. So it looks different already, doesn't it? When you see the background. So that's why sometimes you can't really, oh, got green coming out of my brush. That's not good. Yeah, so sometimes it's a good idea to kind of get all of your colors in on your painting and see how it's going to affect the overall look before you start really refining like final details. Now I am going to use the paint pen and kind of do a couple of outlines around this, so you know I don't have to get in here really super tight. I keep wanting to wipe out that corner, don't I? Okay, now the mouth. This brush is so fat. Yeah, I need a smaller brush for that. Okay, just need my little brush here for a Saccamundo. I'm going to bring this line into the fish, and it'll be the I don't know, bottom of this mouth, whatever this thing is. I don't know what it's called. And of course, I could also use this color to do a little bit of outlining on the eye. And I think I had a couple of hints of it, you know, on this part, these little gills or whatever they are, just here and there. You know, maybe even under here to define this a little bit. You know, and maybe even here. You know, any place you might want a little more definition. I think on my sample, I didn't use this color. I used brown. But, you know, there's nothing to say you can't use this. Because these colors look so good together, the blue and the red and the orange. This is reminding me of sunflower petals. Okay. So now that we've had a little bit of warm up with this little liner brush, we can also, actually, I don't think I like that line after all, but I might go over that with my metallic. So I basically used like a turquoise to kind of outline the whole thing. So I'm going to do that now. So here's turquoise with a little bit of white. You know, and even this can vary as we go around. Actually, that would work better if my background was dry. But maybe I could do a little bit. All right, so we could bring this back over. Can I touch my sides yet? I don't know if I can. Yeah, they might still be a little wet. Not a ton of room here. Okay. And I didn't really like the inside of the fins, that color, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to try and just do this on the outside, and I wish this wasn't wet. All right, let's start over here maybe. Yeah, see, when I do this, I let my hand touch the canvas, and I can't do it right now. So this is a slightly wrong angle, so let me see if I can fix that. So we're just kind of slightly overemphasizing when we have a little curve like that. And anytime you're painting a line, you want to, it should flow. You know, you might need to add a little bit of water so that it's thin enough to really flow off your brush easily. Because if it doesn't, you're going to press down and then your line is probably going to be too fat. Add a little more water here. And then I like to tilt it this way to do this line. Need to mix up some more of it. So it's like just, you know, you're constantly reloading that liner brush. So that you don't have to constantly dip. Okay, so that outline really helps, doesn't it? I think it does. I think I had a little bit of a brown outline inside of there too. You could do that. Like I messed up right there. I've got that blue line showing, so I'm going to use a brown line to hide that. So I'm just going to get some burnt umber light on my palette. think I'm going to add a little white to this, burnt umber light. This seems too dark. So I could paint, you know, inside that blue line a little bit. Any place where you feel like you need a little more definition. Which, I don't know, I think that might be, well, up right there, yeah. Right here, I see a little. I saw a little think of orange poking through there that I didn't like. Oh, I know. I was going to put the brown lines down here. Let's do that. So, you know, you could just kind of sneak them in wherever you want, whatever colors you want. Maybe a little more water will help. Hi, Barb. How are you? And then I'm just going to make these lines connect here. Oops. Okay. Maybe I do need something here that looks a little weird. Maybe I'll use the brown line. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like this better. When I see a little mistake I made, this line's supposed to continue right here. So let me go back to this color, my teal with white. And then I'm gonna maybe just put a little hint of this in here. It looks like it needs something to make it relate to the other ones. Okay. And then I'm going to put brown lines on these two. Or did I use black for that? You know, I want a hint of brown in there. Okay, so these lines, sometimes I have to wipe my brush on the tip of my palette to offload a little bit of paint. Okay, see, that's a mistake right there. That line, hitting that line, is no good. So I'm going to lift all this off of here. So I'm just going to wet it. And came right up. All right, let's try that again. So you never want a line like this line to line up with that thing behind it. You want to avoid that. I'm going to make it go there instead. Okay, and then just want a hint of this. You know, and we're going to put glass and resin over this, so don't obsess about it too much. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. I think I want to get that little piece of the iris back in, that yellow. See, where's my yellow? Yellow, little yellow and white. Oh my goodness, who else here? So I got 6 people watching. Hello, hello. If it's your first time, please say hi. Where are you watching from? Now I need a warmer yellow. So I'm going to use my Indian yellow with white because that Hansa yellow looks way too cool. And you know, I do have a smaller brush I could use. My second time. Well, hello, Les from Southern Arizona. Wow. What about something on the second top fin? This, yeah, I'm going to put those black dots on there. Good point. Thank you. I know. I was like, don't forget about that one. Okay. So what you want to do is make sure you got the background part done, then put the black dots on. And so that's nice and dry. And so let's go ahead. We're going to let this dry and we'll do all the fins. So let's go back and let's see. Yeah, let's go back, get these blacks back in here. And I kind of put like right on the edge here, I did little like dots and dashes. And some of them might become small shapes, but that helps really push that edge back. You know, gives a little emphasis on the very edge of it. Yeah, this is probably kind of boring to watch, sorry. So you can see I had one here and changed my mind. And we are gonna, we are gonna kind of paint over this with a metallic paint. So these dots up at the top are gonna be flattened like ovals and smaller as we go around the form of this trout. Okay, so then these kind of come up onto here. And the magic, I think, is the metallic paint. So then these are just little like kind of dots right on the edge. And then inside these shapes, the yellow part would be kind of a continuation of this pattern. If you want, I mean, you don't even have to put this in there. And I'm always trying not to make them exactly spaced perfectly and all of that stuff. Okay. Same thing up here. It's kind of just like dots and dashes. Just dots and dashes. Okay. Oh, and then I still got to do this. Almost done. Oh, I thought I had new comments. Okay, something like that. And this would take a lot longer if you were painting them in. So I'm going to make a couple of them a little bigger because I am going to wind up painting like that teal around those, like I did on here. I just basically took my liner brush and painted a teal outline around some of those. And I really like what that did. Okay, so now, let's see. I might need a few more in here, don't I? I think so. Yeah, there's a couple little like freckles around here. You could even use brown. Let's do some brown ones. I think I did a couple of like brownish ones. You can even kind of get a mix of these paint pens too. I have one right on the edge here. One to stand out. Okay. Do a couple that are kind of a mix. Okay, that's probably pretty good. So now Let's see if our metallic paint will work now. It might. So this is just Anita's white metallic. Put this over here. And I'm going to use this little liner brush again. Okay. Now there was a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of teal in that, which actually that's good. I'm going to get a little more. So it's just the tiniest little bit of teal in here. And metallic paints are always pretty sheer. So kind of just outlining these. You know, and sometimes I leave it as a pretty pronounced circle. And then sometimes I kind of blend it in and make the whole area. You can add a little bit of water to this to make it even more sheer and just kind of lighten the area a little bit. I think that's what I did, you know. But first I'm going to, you know, get these outlined. And then I could start kind of filling it in between. And I'm just kind of dotting it, soften the edge of that so that you don't really see where it begins. Is that showing? I think it's working pretty good. Might need a little bit more of this. This is from earlier this afternoon and it's a little bit dry. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of that. And when you're looking at this part, if you don't really have that high contrast, you can come back in with straight Pyrrole red light right there, paint that whole area, and then soften the edge of it. Okay, where's my metallic? Oh, here it is. So it's just Anita's metallic in white. I don't know where to put my palette anymore. I don't want to cover up the sample in case you want to look at that. Yeah, so it's starting to get that nice metallic look. Now I have not added water yet, but I'm about to add water. To soften it. So I'm going to bring this hard line down. Okay, empty my brush a little bit. This is a little bit of a highlighty thing here. They have too. I don't know what it is. And then there's This is highlighted with metallic. And then I also want to put some metallic on this, I don't know if it's an eyelid per se or what it is, but just get a little bit of shine on there. Maybe a little bit of hint of blue on that pupil, like it's reflecting. Okay, so now put this liner brush down and we're going to soften this edge a little bit more with a pretty dry brush. It's moist, you know, it had paint in it. I'm rinsing it out, wiping it off on my paper towel. Okay. And so I can really soften this whole thing and kind of spread it a little bit. So there's just the tiniest bit of a metallic sheen that I'm pulling over this whole area. I can even grab a little bit more if I want it a little bit stronger, you know, and that's what gives it that little bit of sheen. So start with a little and see if you want to add more. I'm going to do the same thing. I guess I could make it a little bit. Maybe I'll paint over my black and just hit it again. So I'm kind of doing the same thing over here. Making all of this have a little bit of that nice sheen. And then it's in each of these little areas. Okay, and then it's also, believe it or not, I did just a little bit of it along the bottom. Well, I don't want to do that yet, but I am going to do a little bit of metallic streak all along, like maybe a 1/4 inch in. But so now we're going to do all this part. Should have just this way. Doing it this way is the fastest, but then my black isn't black anymore. But I don't know that I mind that actually. So I'm going to wind up putting glass over that anyway. So the sheen, it'll start showing when I get it in the right light. Right now, it's just flooded with so much light that you can't really see it. It's pretty magical. And then as my brush is a little bit drier, I can have a soft edge where the metallic drops off. I don't want to take it all the way up into the brown. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my liner brush and do this a little bit stronger. You know, and just really strengthen this light color around all these. It's nice to be in the studio with the window open. Really perfect day here in Wisconsin. So tomorrow I'll be back in the classroom doing the glass and resin, and I hope you can join me. I'm not gonna show that on my YouTube page. We'll just do that. That'll be unlisted because it's going to be a paid class. This class is included in my membership. And actually, I've created several different tracers that, it's kind of like you could use the same techniques painting like a red snapper, and I forget what else we have in there, a mahi-mahi. But I'm not going to paint all of those. I just provided tracers for you to use if you want. It's just not showing in this light. It's kind of weird, but believe me, it's metallic. I think it'll show more when I put the black back in. Oh, water dripped right there. I don't know. I just can't believe it's not showing on camera, the metallic. Huh. Weird. Okay, almost done. Okay. So now Yeah, maybe I better use black paint. I'll switch to a smaller brush and put black paint back in those circles. Because the marker, it's too wet for the marker. Okay, where's my really tiny brush? Here it is, my little Zen brush. Well, this dot is sticking out way too much, isn't it? This brush has lost its nice point it used to have. Bummer. Okay. Sorry, ran out of things to talk about. I think I'm winding down for the day. I took Charlie for his walk before I went live, so that's nice. My husband was telling me this crazy story about these. Did you hear about the lost? It's not a submarine, but it's some sort of a craft that it was people that went to go look at the Titanic remains, and this watercraft has disappeared. And even if they did find them, it's 13,000 feet, which is like several miles down in the ocean. The pressure is so strong that I don't know. The whole thing about how when you get in there, you're locked in. Even if they did find them, there's no way they can go down and save them. They don't know where it is. There's no GPS on it. It just sounds like, oh my goodness, why would anybody even go on such an excursion? I don't know. I don't get it. But I'm not the adventurous sort, you know. All right, so we've got all the black. Let me know if you heard that crazy story. Oh my goodness, just it's awful. But man, why would anybody sign up for that? Okay, uh, so yeah, now I'm going to outline around some of these with this. Actually, I should hit this with the dryer a little bit with teal. Well, let me hit it with the dryer a little bit. Anybody still there? Did you hear that crazy story? I forget what it's called. It's not called a submarine. Just hitting this with my heat gun a little bit. Oops, sorry, hitting the camera. Nice and dry. Wow, I can feel the heat from it. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of teal out. Open it. And with this tiny little Zen brush, I just want to outline around some of these. I keep getting paint all over my hands. I'm such a messy painter. Dolores says, I didn't hear all of it, but it sounded terrible. I mean, yes, isn't it absolutely horrific? But I mean, would you sign? Who would sign up for that? I just don't understand. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's. But see how that just adds so much, and I'm just drawing little circles around some of them. It's fun to have that little color shift in there. I need another one here. Might need a couple more in there. So, oops, shoot. My black got into my teal. Okay, let's do a few more. Basically, you know, you can come all the way over here with it. And I'm going to dry my brush off and just maybe smudge that around a little bit. Maybe over here it's not as clearly defined. You know, I don't know. It's up to you. Play around with it. You could put a little more yellow green in there. I think I kind of like that idea. Make this a little more blue, or teal rather, sorry. Okay, and then I need a couple more in between here. We can do just a little bit of a shift. And make it a little bit more like a yellow green, just a little more vibrant. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of yellow, Hansa yellow. Does not take much of that. Oh, somehow I got black in my brush. A little bit of yellow, white, and a tiny bit of teal. Where is my wet teal here? Okay, so there's like a pretty vibrant yellow green. I could just kind of dot this in here, in between these in between the blacks. And look what that does. If you wanted to make it just a little more vibrant. You know, because when you look at them, they have almost this pearlescent thing going on. There could even be like a little bit of rainbow happening on when you look at fish. Isn't that cool? There, now I'm getting the shift that I wanted. Why is that black? I guess there was black dripped into my puddle of teal and I couldn't really see it. Okay, that looks better. And then you could just even use straight yellow. Oh, that might be too much. Yeah, maybe that was a little too much. So let's hit it with the metallic on top of it, the white metallic. Kind of need that over the top of it anyway. Just kind of blend it and soften it a little bit. Charlie's over there bathing himself somewhere. If you're hearing that weird noise, that's my dog Charlie. Oh, I don't like that yellow. So since it didn't work blending it out, I'm gonna dry it and paint over it. No, it didn't seem very well planned. Um, but then the guy was defending it and saying that there are 7 different ways that they can make it come up from the bottom, and it even has an automatic fail-safe that even if all of the people inside do not activate the thing coming to the surface, it automatically does it on its own or something. Well, I don't know. It's just terrible. I don't know. They may never be found, the people in there. Who would want to go that deep into the ocean? I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be critical about it, but man, that just sounds so scary to me. So terrifying, being deep under the dark, dark ocean. Ugh. You couldn't pay me to do that. So I'm just, putting my white metallic back in, white with a little tiny bit of the teal. So, metallics can really be our friend, especially when we're going to, put resin on top. It just looks really, really nice under resin. This needs to transition a little bit more. In between here. It's kind of just easier to paint over it. Charlie, what are you doing? I think he's laying over there. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, now. Oh, actually, I need it. I need the yellow green over here too, a little bit. Do you have things you say to your dog? I'm like, Charlie, what are you doing? I think they just like it when you talk to them. It doesn't even really matter what you're saying, right? Okay, back to the black again. This brush is getting a little bit, it's really losing its point. But anyway, I think we're pretty much there. Oh, that's a little bit harsh of a line. So you could, if you mess it up and you want it to look more like this one, you could just come back in with brown paint and repaint the teal circles where you need to. I guess I blurred a little too many of them. But you see, you can go back and forth and adjust it as many times as you want to. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's basically everything that I did on here. Now, I mean, I spent quite a bit of time painting these streaks in, and I don't know, what do you think? Do you like it better with the plain, without the waves? Because we are going to add fiberglass and resin, and I don't think it needs, I can't get this all to fit in here. I don't think it needs a whole lot more. you know. But tell me what you think. My friends, there's still 6 of you here with me. Thanks for hanging out. There is a little bit of a mistake right there. Sometimes you can get that off. Well, hey, Lynn, how are you? Maybe not. If you lightly, no, it's not going to come off. Oh, well. I'm not going to worry about it. Did I dry this? No, I was going to dry this a little bit more, right? Yeah, it still looks a little bit wet. I just need to hit some of the black circles again. You like the background on this one? Yeah. I like it simpler. The fish stands out a lot more on this one. I like the fish better on my first one. Hello. Oh, that's okay. No problem. That you're, yeah, whatever. That's okay. I do like the fish better on this one. I think I like that brown up there so much more. So, I mean, we could just literally take a little bit of brown and bring it back on down in here, you know. It's a little dark though. I didn't add any white to it, so let's add a little white to it. Probably a little Indian yellow would help too. The Indian yellow really did work well on this one. Because Indian yellow can easily go towards green, and fish, a lot of times they look kind of greenish. Don't you think? All right, that's too light. I had too much white in the mixture. That looks good. That looks a little better. Brought a little bit more brown down. I mean, it's not really brown. It's brown with Indian yellow in it, Okay, so anyway, you get the idea how you can go back and forth. And then, I can still go over that with a little bit of my metallic paint to bring that metallic shine back in there if I want to. Okay, and then I think I needed a black here. So, yeah. Fun one. I think I got everything. Does it look like I missed anything? I think the metallic on this one is definitely a little bit lighter. And, you know, that's one thing about the metallic. It's so sheer that you might have to do a couple coats to get it, you know, light enough, or else make sure you have it light enough before you start adding the metallic. I don't think I had it quite light enough. So I'm adding another layer, maybe just right here on this part, of white metallic to get this a little bit lighter. It's not really doing much. If I put white paint, let's see what happens. Yeah, see how that really brought that out? That little bit of white. I like what that's doing. You know, and once again, I can put metallic back on top of this after. Just trying to carry it all across this kind of midsection of the body. Just really brings it forward, doesn't it? Anyway, I just wanted to show you the difference that can make when you start adjusting your values a little bit. And it's very high contrast there. We've got basically white against black. So, you know, it's really going to bring your eye right there. You know, and you can even adjust some of your blacks. You could use a blue black, or, you know, mix your brown and blue together and come up with some slightly different blacks in here. I mean, if you really go study the coloration of some of them, you could spend quite a bit of time on this. You know, I tried to simplify it. And, you know, I tried to come up with something a little bit, you know, kind of stylized. You know, it's kind of an illustration style, really, I think is what I would call this. Okay, I think I'm done. So thank you so much. I think what I would do next on this is I would just, you know, repaint the metallic, the white metallic, wherever I really want it to pop. Because it just looks so pretty. Can you see it on this one? It's not even showing up on this one. I wonder if I turn these other lights off. Okay. And then I'm going to turn this overhead light on. You can kind of see it. Thanks, Dolores. You can kind of see the metallic, right? Yeah, sorry it's not showing up real great. Oh, look, now you can see this. You can see the metallic, right? Very weird how it's not showing up very well. I think you can kind of see it. Anyway. All right, it'll be fun to be putting glass and resin on this tomorrow. You guys join me in the classroom. Can't wait. Have a great evening, what's left of it. Thank you so much for hanging out. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always tag me in the classroom. Shelly and I are happy to help you. And if you'd like more information about my classes, go visit agnesfriedlander.com. Let me type that in for you. You can type that in. I have an online membership. We do 2 glass and resin projects and a painting lesson each month. And let me just share. Let me go get the, well, yeah, I'm just going to share my agnesfriedlander.com. Oh, it's all caps, but that's okay. All right, my friends, bye. Oh, I should have myself back in and say goodbye to you. Extra camera. Hi. Oh, wait, I'm not on yet. Add to stream. Hi. Now you're seeing me. So yeah, did you like this one? I loved it. I had fun painting this. I really did. It was lots of fun. Let me hold it up. Sometimes it looks really different. All right, let's get this camera out of the way and turned off. Get this out of the way. Turn these lights back on and I'll hold it up so you can see it on here. I can't remove, let's see, do it this way. Yeah. You can kind of see the metallic, right? Yeah, a little bit. I think you can kind of see it. I don't know, it's kind of hard. And then here's the other one, the original one. So yeah, I can't wait to put like glass strips on the fins, and I'll put a little clear bubble for the eyeball. And I think I want to put like fiberglass chunks on these black circles. So yeah, that'll be fun. All right, we'll do that tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the classroom. Bye, my friends. Have a great evening. What's left of it. Bye.